Hi friends, it's Becky, and it is time to open up and organize my dollar bead box from dollarbeadbox.com. It is a monthly subscription box, and this is the October 2024 box. We're going to open it up, take a look at what we've got in it, and then organize it into this 28 grid organizer. Now with some of my other monthly bead boxes, I like to put them in a 15 grid organizer, but this bead box comes with sometimes smaller beads, sometimes a lot of different beads. So I find this one to be a much better solution for organizing, and I'm really glad that I did this because it makes it so much easier for me to work with it. I also subscribe to the add-on that they have, which is the Dollar Bead Bag. It's $8 for 8 strands of fire polish beads that are curated to go with the Dollar Bead Box. Now, I am going to remember to put a photo that is black and white on my thumbnail so as not to ruin any surprises for anybody who's still waiting for their Dollar Bead Box. So if you have not gotten yours and you want to be surprised, I'm going to give you a minute, in case this was auto-playing, to go ahead and close this out. Save it for later, come back to it after you've got your Dollar Bead Box so you can see how I organize it. But if you're still with me now, let's go ahead and see what we've got in here. I'm so glad I live in a world where there are Octobers. We couldn't agree more. Additionally, October is Adopt a Shelter Dog Month, National Positive Attitude Month, and National Cookie Month. In honor of these, we suggest you cuddle with a puppy. Well, that's not hard for me to do. And while working on your most amazing piece of jewelry ever and enjoying your favorite cookie. All right, well, I've got some chocolate chip cookie dough that I can bake. I have 2 dogs who are rescues. One of them wasn't adopted from the shelter. It was adopted from my friend who found her and then fostered her. The other one was adopted through a shelter, but all my arrangements were, again, through a foster, and they are my favorite people, my dogs. And I just want to give a shout out to people who open up their homes and their hearts to dogs that need a place to live, knowing full well that they're going to give those dogs away, because they open up, again, their hearts, their homes for those dogs to learn what it feels like to be safe and loved, and to learn manners, and to become used to the way it works, going outside when they need to do their business, and following commands and doing all of these things. And they put so much of their heart and their soul into that. And both of my dogs had amazing fosters who, made sure that I was going to treat them right before they even came home with me. And they have such a special place in my heart. People who, again, made my dog's first experience of living in a home such a wonderful, wonderful experience, so that when they came to my home, they were happy to be there because they already knew what it felt like, and so they could recognize it when I gave them a safe place where they were loved. That's my soapbox. People who foster pets are amazing people, and I love them so much. Anyway, back to the Dollar Bead Box. Dollar Bead Box, they have a coupon code. It's on the other side of this fold. It's for subscribers only. I am going to unfold it because we've got our list of items that are in here. So that will tell us what we have. And we've also got a list of the contents for the Dollar Bead Bag. I'm seeing some turquoise and copper. I love turquoise and copper. It is absolutely one of my favorite color combinations. Oh, look at these metal beads. I love these. Oh, check out these drops. All right, so what I'm going to be doing is I will go through the Dollar Bead Bag first, and then I will unbox and organize these strands, and then we'll open up our bagged selections and go through those. So let me get the bagged selections out of the way, get the strands all pulled out. I love these. Oh, that's fantastic. I feel like that might have been like the main inspiration for these colorways, and these twisty beads are fantastic too. One of the things about Dollar Bead Box is that it usually has high quality check glass. And their sister site is, you have to be a subscriber in order to purchase from there. And when you do, everything on that site is $1, you know? And some of them might be like, maybe it's 4 beads like this, and that's $1, but then you'll also have like a full strand that's $1 or something else like that, however they break it up. So you can get some really great deals on some really great beads. And it is one of the more affordable bead subscriptions out there. I enjoy getting it. Used to be that they didn't curate it to a theme, so it'd just be kind of like a whole bunch of things that maybe they didn't go together, but you could always make them. But they've been curating it, I think, for the last 1.5 to 2 years, and it's been fantastic because then all of them will go together. I love this. There's like some greens with the copper, there's some turquoise with the copper. Turquoise with copper is one of my favorite things ever. Let's separate these out. We've got 4 strands of 4mm fire polish beads and 4 strands of 3mm fire polish beads. And when I read down the list and open these up and put them in, oh, it looks like this one's gold lined. Ah, I love that. We'll get up close and personal when we take a look at them. And again, these are an add-on. It's only $8, and you get all of these extra beads that like expand what you can make with your box. So let's get these little guys out here because I am going to be putting them in there. I'm going to get a bead scoop because it can sometimes be easier for me to unstring it onto the mat and then scoop them into the thing instead of trying to unstring them directly into the thing. Alright, and sometimes when you have them on the list, you'll have an or in your list, so it might be turquoise, half copper, or half bronze, and it is up to us to decide what we got. Alright, first one, these are the 3mm strands, matte jet rose gold. Aha, that's this one. It has a matte finish. It's the jet, which is the black glass, and then this rose gold finish, or rose gold color on the outside. That gives it such a great, like a coppery feel without actually being copper. That is not, my tweezers will not cut this, but my wire cutter will. Alright, I'm just getting a couple more of these once they're off the strand. Right up here, where you guys can see it, without all the distractions of the other colors. It's one of the reasons I like to use my ladybug dish for close-ups. Alright, next we've got Honey AB or Olive Half Copper. And I'm feeling like that's this one. So it's got that olive glass. It's kind of a peridot color. And then half copper. So each of these beads have half of it with that copper on it. Gorgeous. Gorgeous colors. I'm going to try just putting it right in the thing. Look at that shimmer. Alright, next one is the turquoise half copper or half bronze. And it looks like it might be half bronze. Hold on, is this one the same or is it half copper? Yeah, it looks like it's the same either way. Feels like it's half copper though. I'm gonna say it's half copper. You know, I think the fun thing is we've got some from the Dollar Bead Box too. that have half and half, but I don't know what that is yet. We'll get to that one. I'm 100% envisioning. I have ideas for bracelets with all of these already. Then we've got the green gold lined Maria. Let's get a little closer there. That is such an interesting color. Wow. Who came up with that? You get some really interesting colors of fire polish beads in the Dollar Bead Bag. It makes it a lot of fun to get these guys. These are also sparkly, except for the matte one. Alright, now let's pull out another one of these. I should have just gotten a couple of these out already. For our 4mm fire polish. And this is Crystal Topaz with lavender. And the thing about, I guess, that lavender is next to the Crystal Topaz, it turns kind of a brown color. Okay, these guys are gonna be a fight. And turquoise, half copper or half bronze. This feels half copper to me. Let's be real. Yeah, it's not the half bronze. But I like that we have like options from our colors on this. That's beautiful. All right, and then we've got the beige opal half copper or matte vintage bronze. And I'm guessing, because this is not the beige opal half copper, that this is the matte vintage bronze. So in your Dollar Bead Bag, you may have gotten the other or instead of this one. Alright, and the last one is crystal, and this is another or. It's either going to be teal lined or gold lined, and mine is gold lined. I would love to see some of the teal lined beads. If any of y'all got any of those, that sounds like it would be an amazing bead. Actually, maybe I'll see if they have any extras posted at Dollar Bead Club. That's the retail site, because maybe I can just purchase a strand. Love those. Okay, so that's all the Dollar Bead Club. Now we're going to, sorry, the Dollar Bead Bag items. Now we're getting into the actual club items, and we're going to start with our strands. The first are some Lucerna bicones. I love this shape of bicone because it's just such a fun geometric shape. And it's either aqua peridot or cappuccino. And I'm guessing, since it's not very brown, that this is the aqua peridot one, which I can see the little bits of green, the light green in there, with the aqua. It might be hard to pick up on camera, but I can see it in person if I'm looking for it. Yeah, I love these bicone type beads because they are, again, so geometric. And then we've got some glass gem cut rondelles. It's these ones right here. They are 3 by 5 millimeter, and these are turquoise. They're 25 pieces, and they're gem cut because they've got those the faceting on the edges here. And it looks like these also, in addition to being turquoise, have a little bit of like a Picasso finish on them. Then we've got check glass tulips. That's these guys right here. And these ones are maroon with turquoise on them. And some of these are going to be more maroon. Like this one doesn't have a ton of turquoise on it. And then others will have a lot more right there on the edges for that. Where are you going, buddy? That's not where you go. And then we've got some tie style square in antique copper. That's these ones. They are 4 millimeter, and these are metal beads instead of being glass. And they've got this imprint on them with the flower. Love this type of bead. Ah, looks like we've got some extra beads with it, and these little bicones. And these are crystal bicones, not the Lucerna check glass bicones. They're just right on the ends. Again. These have a nice big hole. You could probably put that on some like 1 millimeter leather or something. Those will make fantastic spacers. Right, and then we've got a check glass drook. It's light topaz. It's kind of hard to tell the color until you put something behind it. And these drooks are 4 millimeters in size. We get 48 of these. Forgot to mention the amount. The tie style squares, those were 55 of those. It was a nice long strand. Just trying to get the plastic off that one so I can scoop these guys up. Whoop. Put them in here. There it is. And then we've got 5 millimeter fire polish. This one is turquoise, half bronze. So yes, these were half copper, and this is the half bronze. So you'd have this color if you got the half bronze in the Dollar Bead bag. There are 25 of those on that strand. Then we've got the last one. They are the Twisted Ovals, and it is a 5-color mix. It's pretty and it's rainbowy. I love, love, love these. They've got this luster finish. And it's like really, really sweet muted colors. They are 8 by 10 millimeters, and you get 15 of these. It's like there's 3 of each color. Alright, now let's get our bagged mix. I'm just going to spread this out so I can see what I'm grabbing, because I'm going to read down the list. So, oh, those are so cool. Alright, first is the Check Glass Starburst beads. They are 12 by 14 millimeter. They are these ovals. This one is opaque turquoise, and there are 2 of them. Then we've got some Check Glass Floral Squares. That's these flowers here. They are 11 millimeters, and it is either crystal beige with aqua or opaque beige with aqua. So since I cannot look through these, I'm going to assume these are the opaque beige with aqua wash. I love them, and they work really well with the rest of this box, I think. Then we've got Check Glass Drops, aqua with travertine. There's 2 of these. They are 9 by 20 millimeter. There's travertine bits on the top and bottom, and then faceting along the edges. After that, we've got Check Glass Table Cut Y beads. That's this one right here. There is one of them. It is brown opal with travertine. It is 14 millimeters. The hole goes through that end and out of the top. And it could be a Y, or maybe it could be an A. Next, we've got Check Glass Bicones. I think that's these ones here. Yep. Beige marble travertine. There are 8 of these, and they are 6 by 8 millimeters. I feel like these are a little more like pinch beads than bicones, but I like them. They're very interesting beads. I could see having this and maybe some of these blues together in a design. Alright. We've got some findings in this box. In addition to the charms, we've got some copper ear wires. And I like it when you have like metals that maybe aren't as common, like antique copper or something like that, when they'll send you some findings, because you can often find findings for silver and gold, but not as often for antique copper or antique bronze or something like that. So it's really nice of them to include some of these so that you don't have to go out and buy some yourself if you want to make something with antique copper color things. It just comes right in the box for that. And then we've got a copper drop charms. There's 2 of these. There were 8 of those, by the way. I'm going to turn one of these over so you can see both sides. It has that patterning on the front These are sweet little drops. They will make beautiful earrings. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make some earrings today with you guys. So they don't even need to get put away. I'm gonna leave them right here. And then when I'm done sorting the rest of my beads, we'll make some earrings together. How about that? All right, because they'll be great. I just need to figure out what beads are going to go between the ear wires and these drops. Will it be these butterflies? Maybe. Let's figure that out after we take a look at the rest of these. All right, so what we've got next is the glass starved Ishtars. This one is white with alabaster silver rose gold wash. So it's silver with a rose gold wash, but it's white alabaster underneath. It's very complicated. It has a complicated background, but it's very beautiful. It has a lot of depth to it. I love, actually, maybe? Are we going with this one? Maybe some other beads with it. Ooh, those sparkly guys. Maybe. Yeah, we'll get to designing after, because I can always pull these beads out again if I need to. Let's get to the rest of these beads. We've got our check glass leaf beads. It is dark green opal with a copper wash. I love these. Now the hole on these goes side to side across the top of it so they can dangle. Here's a close-up of them. Love the dark green with the copper. It's fantastic. And then we've got our butterfly beads. These are matte aqua mix. And then there's two of these. We get 12 by 14 millimeter. Oh, they are so pretty. I think these deserve to be their own earring focals rather than have these drops. I'm going to use some regular beads for those earrings, and I will do something special with the butterflies. All right, now we have a bead mix, and you guys know what I love to do with bead mixes is sort them and see what we've got in them. This is the check glass metallic mix, and this is matte copper red. There's 20 grams of this, and your bead mix might be totally different from mine. You may have more of one versus the other of some of these beads. So it looks like I've got one big old nugget. I've got one wavy disc. I have an angel wing. Actually, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 angel wings. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 daggers. Oh, 6 daggers. Oh, that's fun. Daggers. And then we've got some spike beads. We've got these like square spike beads, like this. These are really fun beads. I love bead mixes like this. Okay, and it looks like I've got 4 of those, and then 2 of these small round spike beads. I'm gonna put those next to the daggers. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 square beads. Put those over there. 1, 2, 3 of these long rectangle beads. I don't know what kind of bead this is, but it's like a T shape. I'm going to call it a T bead. It's probably not. If you guys know the name of this bead shape, please let me know, because it is very interesting, and I have several of them. You know what? These might be really fun with some other beads between them because they could like go over the other ones. Interesting shapes. Oh, there's another spike. Let's put that spike over there. And then these ones they're like abbreviated pyramids. Like the top of it is cut off. Triangle-ish. They have a single hole. And I think the rest of these are 2-hole beads. And this one is a bibo bead. Like that. It has a little curve on either side of it. And then this is a chili bead. And it's got those 2 holes on the outside, near the rounded side of it, and then on the pointed side, no holes there. So these are both 2-hole beads. I think the 2-hole beads I'll have separate from the other ones, but it looks like I've got several of these bibo beads. What a fun mix. All right, let's get our 2-hole beads in here. I'm gonna put my daggers and spikes in here. I'm gonna put my geometric guys in here. It's going to be my cubes, my rectangles, and my not quite a pyramids. And then we will have all the rest in here, including my angel wings, whatever these guys are. I don't know what they are. And my nugget and wavy bead. How fun is that? All right, let's figure out what we're gonna do for our earrings before we get to the end of this. I think I might want to do which ones? I'm actually going to want these open for our last look. Oh, I know. Here we go. These guys. My little starburst or sunburst ones. And again, we're going to want these open for a last look, so let's go ahead and just open these now while I've got this out. Do I want to add any? Yeah, I'm going to add a couple of these on here. Oh, keep it open. Okay. This is a fun month because we've got like some of the ones lately have been like all the same color almost, like all blues with a little bit of whites, all pinks with, and I'm not complaining about that at all. I love those. But this one gives us a little more variety in our colors, where we've got our turquoises and our greens, and then we've got our coppers and even some bronze colors. So we could have a lot more variation in the types of things that we create with in this. So let me grab some wire because I'm going to be doing just a simple loop between the top and bottom. Let's make sure that the wire will fit in there. I have some, actually no, let's do a wrapped loop. So I've got some antique copper wire here. All right. And for a wrapped loop, about 2 inches, maybe 2.5 inches from the top, I'm going to give it a little bend right there. And these are just some tweezer nose pliers. You can use chain nose pliers. Basically anything that will give you a little sharp bend will work. And then I've got some round nose pliers that I'm going to use to make a loop. I'm just going to grab the wire right above where that bend is in my round nose pliers, and you don't have to grip that hard. I'm using my finger to wrap it around the top there. Let go of the pliers and rotate them so that you can keep that wire going all the way around to the bottom. And then once it's crossed there, you can make your first little wrap. By pushing either with your thumb or with some pliers around that neck of the wire, and then just cut off your excess. Alright, so now I'm going to want from the bottom of that bead about 3 fingers width of wire for making my second loop. And I'll make one earring with you guys. I'll make the second one on my own so we don't have to stay all night and watch this. So I'm just going to pop that metal bead right there on that loop. Put on this starburst or sunburst. Is it a starburst or is it a sunburst? I am not sure. Alright, and then another bead. And so when this is hanging, this is going to be the top of the earring that is connected to the wire. And you want to pay attention to your loop orientation. In order for this to face forward, this loop, when I'm looking at it, is going to need to be visible and not turned into a line because it's turned to the side. But in order for this dangle to also be visible there, I'm going to need my next loop to be perpendicular instead of parallel. So while I can see this loop right here, I'm going to go ahead and grasp my wire right here at the top. And it doesn't matter if this moves, it's fine. Right here at the top, while I can still see the loop and it's not a line. Then I'm going to bend this back away from me and make another loop just like I did the first one with my round nose pliers. Okay, before I wrap it, I want to attach my charm. And now that I've got the charm on there, I can wrap the end of my wire around like you do a scarf, just right around the neck of that wire. Alright, which way is the front and which way is the back? Alright, so that's going to be the back, so let me get this wire all the way around to the back. I usually like to end my wire on the back side of what I'm working on. And I've got a little end. I'm going to use my pliers to tuck that end in. And now I'm going to attach my ear wire. These ear wires have a little loop on the bottom that you can swing open like a jump ring. So I'm going to use my pliers and just swing that open like that. Hook the earring bit onto it. And now I have an earring. Ta-da! Oh my gosh, that was fun. I like making things right when I open them sometimes. Sometimes you just get a little bit of inspiration, I think. Yeah, I like that. Let's straighten that that, it's a little bendy. I like a nice dangle. Alright, one last look at the rest of all of the beads that came in this box. It's really pretty. I like how we've got like some warm colors and then we've got our cool colors. They're very, very complementary to each other. I hope that you enjoyed this unboxing. If you got your Dollar Bead Box and Dollar Bead Bag, I hope that you'll follow along because I will be making some things with this month. And if you would like to subscribe, I will put a link in the description to where you can sign up for it. There's also a coupon you can use to get a little discount off of your first box. I really enjoy this subscription. I enjoy working with it. It's one of my favorites, and I am happy to endorse them. Anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic night. If you like what you see, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe, and I will talk with you later. Happy beading!